guys, welcome back to my channel, and welcome to the first video of 2026. I thought a really great video to start us off fresh in this new year would be to go over my reading goals for 2026. So I have set what I think are, 5, 6, 7, 8 very attainable goals for this year. And I wanted to share them with you, because I think it's fun to hear what other people's goals are, but also I think it will hold me a little bit accountable. Go ahead and go over what goals I have for this year. Okay, so we'll go ahead and start off with the very easy one. So the first one is my actual reading goal for how many books I want to read for the year, and I set my goal this year for 65 books. Last year I did 52 books, I want to say, and I ended up getting to 64. So I wanted to challenge myself. Sorry, it's actually 65. So I wanted to challenge myself and see if I could just repeat that and get to the same 65 books. I don't forecast myself ever making, at least not the stage I'm in right now, like saying my goal would be 100. If I got there, that would be great. But I think 65 books is absolutely attainable, especially since in a portion of next year, I will be on maternity leave. So I think that will open up more opportunities than what I would have normally to fit into some extra reading. My second goal is I want to become a lot more diligent on tracking my daily reading habits on Fable. So I really like how on Fable you can actually mark what books you read each day, and I do think it's cool that it almost tracks and gives you like little awards if you continue to hit so many milestones of daily reading. So I started off doing 2025 that way, where every single day was marking that I read, and then I kind of fell off the bandwagon with it a little bit. So I think I want to make that a priority this year, that every single day I read, I actually physically go into my Fable app and mark that I read and what books I read. Just because I think it will be cool at the end of the year to actually see how many days I did read. Not that I'm going to be strict about if I miss a day, it's going to be fine if I miss a day. But I just think it would be cool to actually physically see how many days in a year I read. So Fable tracking is going to be something I think that'll be super easy to do, but really fun to see at the end of the year what the actual number is. My third goal is to create and manage a reading journal. So my next video is going to be me actually showing how I set up my reading journal, and then it's something I want to make sure I keep up with at least once a month. So why did I pick this as a goal? So first of all, I don't really consider myself a very crafty or artistic person. So I definitely want to challenge myself a little bit to go outside my comfort zone and to actually create my own reading journal. I have done pre-made spreads before, but I haven't really kept up with them. And I think if I make it myself, that'll give me more motivation to actually keep up with it. Also, I just think it would be something fun to do. I have really no creative outlet. And it's funny to say that, being someone who does not quantify themselves as an artistic person. But I do think if I let myself exercise that part of my brain a little bit more, maybe I will become more crafty, artistic. So I really want to challenge myself. So I think if any of these goals I struggle with, it's going to, oddly enough, be that one, is to keep up a reading journal. Now, it's not going to be something where it's just going to be so this huge project. There's going to be different spreads, and I'll show you in the next video. There's going to be different spreads, but I think it's going to be a very attainable thing that I'm excited about. I've bought all these really cute art supplies that I'm excited to try out. So that goal, although I think is going to be the most challenging, oddly enough, is the one I'm most excited about. Okay, so this next set of goals are going to be my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 goals. So starting off, we will go with 5. So I want to try to read 5 nonfiction books within this year. So when I first re-entered my reading journey, I pretty much only read nonfiction, mostly because I thought you had to read to learn. I didn't think you could just read to escape and enjoy a story. I thought you had to actually be learning something from someone. So I used to only read nonfiction. I probably in the last 4 years have maybe read 3 nonfiction books. So I definitely want to challenge myself to read more. So that could be self-help type stuff. That could be memoirs. That could be biographies, autobiographies. Like, I'm really wanting to challenge myself and read 5 works of nonfiction. Number 4 is I would like to complete 4 series. So I am in the middle of so many different series right now. It's insane. And I feel like that's a very common trap that a lot of readers fall into, is we start so many series and we never finish them, or it takes us years to finish them. So I would like to complete 4 series that I am already in the middle of. For 3, I would like to read 3 new releases that come out in the year of 2026. I don't know what 3 are like my most anticipated new releases at this point, but my goal is to read 3 new releases because I struggle to keep up with books that are released. I usually read stuff like behind the curve of everybody else, so I would like to kind of join the bandwagon a little bit and read 3 new releases at least this year. For 2, I would like to read 2 works of poetry. So that can either be like a 1-page quick poetry work, or it can also be like an extensive, like more like book form work of poetry. So I read Milk and Honey last year and I actually really enjoyed it. I did have to read it a little bit slower just because it's not a way of writing that I'm used to, but I do again want to challenge myself a little bit more to step outside my comfort zone, and I think basically forcing myself to read 2 works of poetry would be a great way to do that. And then kind of going off of challenging myself is I want to complete 1 classic. So I know several videos ago I talked about how I was trying to read a classic and it majorly slumped me out. Like, I got into a huge reading slump trying to get myself to read that book. But it was weird because I was enjoying it. It's just, I think it took so much willpower to understand what was happening that I wasn't motivated to continue. So maybe I just need to find a different classic to give a try. Maybe do some research on like entry-level classics. If you guys have any recommendations, please drop them down below, because I really would love to finish a classic. I have read classics, like obviously as required work in school, and I did read The Woman in Black, which is considered a classic ghost story, but other than that, I really haven't read many classics. So I definitely want to challenge myself. If you guys hear banging, I am so sorry. My kid and my husband are out there like, I don't know what they're doing, but it sounds like they're like MMA wrestling out there. So yeah, 1 classic by the end of the year. All right, you guys, so that's actually the end of today's video. I know it's very short, quick and to the point, but that's kind of all it needs to be when you're just like listing out your goals. So if you would love to share what your reading goals are for this year, or just life goals in general, feel free to drop them down in the comments below. And then if you would, I would really appreciate if you would like and subscribe to my channel, and let's get 2026 off to a great start. So like I said, next week I have a really fun video planned setting up my reading journal, so I really hope you will stick around with me and see what that ends up looking like. I'm very nervous, but I have a lot of plans for that reading journal, and I'm excited to share. So thanks for hanging out with me today, and I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I will see you next time. Bye.